Reciprocating engines, induction, and cooling systems. What are the three basic regulating components of a sea-level boosted turbocharger system? Exhaust bypass assembly, density controller, and differential pressure controller. One source commonly used for carburetor air heat is exhaust gases. Which of the following should a mechanic consult to determine the maximum amount of cylinder cooling fin that could be removed when cracks are found? The engine manufacturer's service or overhaul manual. The purpose of an intercooler when used with a turbocharger is to cool the air entering the carburetor from the turbocharger. Which of the following would be a factor in the failure of an engine to develop full power takeoff? Answer: improper adjustment of carburetor heat valve control linkage. Which of the following assists in removing heat from the metal walls and fins of an air-cooled cylinder assembly? Answer: a baffle and cowl arrangement. Aircraft reciprocating engine cylinder baffles and deflectors should be repaired as required to prevent loss of. Answer: cooling. The action of a carburetor air scoop is to supply air to the carburetor, but it may also. Answer: increase the pressure of the incoming air by ram effect. An engine becomes overheated due to excessive taxing or improper ground run-up prior to shutdown. Operations must continue until cylinders have cooled by running engine at. Answer: idle RPM. An increase in manifold pressure when carburetor heat is applied indicates. Answer: ice was forming in the carburetor. The primary purpose of baffles and deflectors installed around cylinders of air-cooled aircraft engines is to. Answer: force cooling air into close contact with all parts of the cylinders. A malfunction that causes the turbocharger wastegate or controller to fluctuate will. Answer: cause engine surges due to an erratic manifold pressure. If the turbocharger wastegate is completely closed. Answer: all the exhaust gases are directed through the turbine. Bootstrapping of a turbocharged engine is indicated by. Answer: a transient increase in engine power. What is the function of a blast tube as found on aircraft engines? Answer: a device to cool an engine accessory. What is the purpose of the rate of charge controller in a turbocharger system? Answer: controls the rate at which the turbocharger discharge pressure will increase. What is the position of the cowl flaps during engine starting and warm-up operations under normal conditions? Answer: full open at all times. On small aircraft engines, fuel vaporization may be increased by. Answer: circulating the fuel and air mixture through passages in the oil sump. What is the purpose of an augmenter used in some reciprocating engine exhaust systems? To aid in cooling the engine. Carburetor icing may be eliminated by which of the following methods? Answer: alcohol spray and heated induction air. Boost manifold pressure is generally considered to be any manifold pressure above. Answer: 30 Hg. In addition to causing accelerated wear, dust or sand ingested by a reciprocating engine may also cause. Answer: silicone fouling of spark plugs. What is the purpose of a turbocharger system for a small reciprocating aircraft engine? Answer: Compresses air to maintain manifold pressure constant from sea level to the critical altitude of the engine. During ground operations of an engine, the cowl flaps should be in what position? Answer: fully open. Which of the following statements regarding volumetric efficiency of an engine is true? Answer: it is possible to exceed 100% volumetric efficiency of some engines by the use of superchargers of the proper type. What part of an air-cooled cylinder assembly has the greatest fin area per square inch? Answer: exhaust valve port. Which of the following is a function of the differential pressure controller? Answer: it controls all positions of the wastegate except at fully open position. The underside of pistons are frequently finned. The principal reason is to: answer: provide for greater heat transfer to the engine oil. How do cowl flaps aid in cooling horizontally opposed aircraft engine? Answer: controls the amount of air flowing around the cylinders. When a fire guard is standing by during an engine start, they should be watching for potential fires that could start. Answer: in the induction system or the exhaust system. During full power output of an unsupercharged engine equipped with a float type carburetor, in which of the following areas will the highest pressure exist? Answer: carburetor air scoop. Where would a carburetor air heater be located in a fuel injection system? Answer: none is required. The pressure between the turbocharger and the throttle valve is called? Answer: upper deck pressure. Generally, a small crack just started in a cylinder baffle. Answer: may be stop drilled. In an airplane equipped with an alternate air system, if the main air duct air filter becomes blocked or clogged, the answer: system will automatically allow warm, unfiltered air to be drawn into the engine. If a fire starts in the induction system during the engine starting procedure, what should the operator do? Answer: continue cranking the engine. Carburetor icing is most severe at? Answer: air temperatures between 30 and 40 degrees Fahrenheit. When operating an engine, the application of carburetor heat will have what effect on the air-fuel mixture? Answer: enriching the mixture until the AMC can make a compensation. A broken cooling fin on a cylinder head, answer, may be filed to smooth contours if damage and or repair limits are not exceeded. Cylinder head temperatures are measured by means of an indicator and a, answer, thermocouple sensing device. Carburetor icing on an engine equipped with a constant speed propeller can be detected by, answer, a decrease in manifold pressure with a constant RPM. High cylinder head temperatures are likely to result from, answer, a very lean mixture at high power settings. If carburetor or induction system icing is not present when carburetor heat is applied with no change in the throttle settings, the, answer, mixture will become richer. What is used to drive a supercharger? Answer, gear train from the crankshaft. Into what part of a reciprocating engine induction system is the icing alcohol normally injected? Answer, the airstream ahead of the carburetor. Which of the following results in a decrease in volumetric efficiency? Answer, part throttle operation. What directly regulates the speed of a turbocharger? Answer, wastegate. If an engine air filter element is not routinely cleaned and becomes excessively dirty, it can cause, answer, both A and B are true. A being the engine did not start, B, a loss of engine power. Which of the following defects would likely cause a hot spot on a reciprocating engine cylinder? Answer, too much cooling fin area broken off. When starting an engine equipped with a carburetor air heater, in what position should the heater be placed? Answer, cold. As manifold pressure increases in a reciprocating engine, the answer, density of air in a cylinder increases. The use of the carburetor air heater when it is not needed causes, answer, a decrease in power and possibly detonation. During an operational check of an electrically powered aircraft engine cowl flap system, the motor fails to operate. Which of the following is the first to be checked? Answer, flap actuator motor circuit breaker. The application of the carburetor heat will have which of the following effects? Answer, the mixture will become richer. Where are cooling fins usually located on air-cooled engines? Answer, cylinder head, cylinder barrel, and inside the piston. The application of carburetor heat during engine operation will, answer, decrease the weight of the fuel-air charge. Increased engine heat will cause volumetric efficiency to, answer, decrease. Prolonged idling of an engine will usually result in, answer, foreign material buildup on spark plugs. What is the purpose of the density controller in a turbocharger system? Answer, limits the maximum manifold pressure that can be produced by the turbocharger at full throttle. Which of the following statements is true? Answer, augmenter systems are used to create a low pressure area at the lower rear of the aircraft engine cowling. Reciprocating engines used in helicopters are cooled by, answer, a fan mounted on the engine. The position of the cowl flaps during normal cruise flight conditions is, answer, closed. The greatest portion of the heat generated by combustion in a typical aircraft reciprocating engine is, answer, carried out with the exhaust gases. The differential pressure controller in a turbocharger system, answer, reduces bootstrapping during part throttle operation. A bent cooling fin on an aluminum cylinder head should be, answer, left alone if no crack has formed. A method commonly used to prevent carburetor icing is to, answer, preheat the intake air. What part of an aircraft in flight will begin to accumulate ice before any other? Answer, carburetor. The most common method and generally the best conduction of heat from the inside of a cylinder barrel to the cooling air is accomplished by, answer, machining fins directly on the outside of the barrel. A carburetor air preheater is not generally used on takeoff unless absolutely necessary because of the, answer, loss of power and possible detonation. Cracks in cooling fins that do not extend into the cylinder head, answer, may be repaired by removing the affected area and contour filing within limits. Using compressor bleed air directed into a nozzle, a vortex dissipator's primary function is to, answer, destroy vortices that can suck debris from the ground into engines that are mounted in pods that are low to the ground. The purpose of a sonic venturi on a turbocharged engine is to, answer, limit the amount of air that can flow from the turbocharger into the cabin for pressurization.